Hey everybody, welcome back. Okay, so in this last video we did properties of the object, but now let's create a method. So in order to do that, let's get rid of this right here for now, and I'll get rid of this one as well. We're just going to keep Gene Simmons here. Now we want to add another parameter there, so we're going to put age, and we'll put this dot age equals age. And I'm going to put here, let's put 57. Okay, and again, because that's going to be an integer, it does not have to be in any kind of quotes. Okay, so now let's push him down a little bit here, and let's write a function. So let's put function years retire, we'll call it. We're not going to give it any parameters. And then we're going to create a variable that says years to retire. And we're going to put 65, which I guess is a standard retirement age, minus this dot age. Then we're going to use the return statement that we learned in a previous video, years to retire, because we want to return whatever that math would be. So then we're going to come up here and we're going to go this dot retire equals years retire. Now this is a little bit different here. When it's inside of the object that you're creating, or this is called a constructor function. When it's inside the constructor function, it will not have the parentheses at the end. However, when I go down here, document.write, if I put Gene Simmons dot retire, Gene Simmons dot retire, then I have to put the parentheses. Okay, so now that we're going to have to debug this, again, let's look and see. It tells us it's on line 22. That's what that 22 means right there. So if I go back here, I go to line 22, I guess his name being spelled correctly would help. So now if I hit refresh, you're going to see that it says 8. So if the retirement age would be 65, and we're taking his age, and which would be 57, and subtracting it from 65, that's going to be 8. Now, one thing I do want to explain is the reason we put this dot age here is, even though this has nothing to do so much with this, it's because we're going to be using this function inside this constructor function here. So when it's referring to this, it's actually going to be referring to musician. Okay, so if I do the same thing and I put var, we'll use Eric Clapton again, equals new musician, and let's say he plays the guitar and he played for Cream, and let's say he is 62. I don't know how old he is either, but we'll do that. And I also didn't put the spaces here just to kind of show you that you don't have to do that. I'll put a line break here, and then I'll put document.write. I'm going to put Eric Clapton. Let's make sure he's spelled correctly. I almost did it again. Eric Clapton dot retire. And again, we got to put the parentheses there because we're calling the function. Now, see, even though retire is a property, that property is what's assigned a function, which is why we're putting the parentheses at the end of it. I know that seems a little confusing and a little weird, but that's just how JavaScript does it. Alright, if we hit refresh, Eric Clapton is not defined. What did we do here? What did I do here? Eric, I spelled his name wrong here. I wanted to make sure I spelled it right down there, and then I spelled it wrong here in the variable. Okay, so 3. Alright, so I didn't cut out the mistakes in this because these are the kinds of things that can happen to you when you're programming, and probably will at some point. And especially with typing so fast when you're programming, you're bound to make typos like that. And a lot of times when you're programming and something doesn't work, it is something simple like a typo. So I just want to show you how I go in and debug things. And, so like with that one, I knew something was wrong somewhere with Eric Clapton. So I went right to here. And then when that was right, I went right back to the variable, and up there it was spelled wrong there. So that's why I keep the mistakes in some of these videos, is because I really want you to also see the debugging process, because that's going to be a big part of programming as you continue to build on your skills here. All right, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.